Hello everyone! When I first started creating content on my channel, I posted a video what would happen if the Centauri went to war against the Minbari. In that video there was some information that should have been included and a few scenarios I wish I reviewed more in depth. So based on those two reasons, I thought it'd be a good change in pace to review that comparison again. Within the Babylon 5 show, it was made apparent that the Centauri are aware of how advanced the Minbari are compared to them. In the movie called In the Beginning, Londo stated, "Listen to me, the Minbari are one of the oldest spacefaring races. Even at the height of the Centauri Republic, when we were expanding in all directions, we never opposed the Minbari. If you don't bother them, they will not bother you." This fear stems from when the Centauri first started growing their galactic empire. They were at odds with another government that was considered more advanced, but less intelligent because they chose to pick a fight with the Minbari. The war between these two governments was short and brutal. The Minbari chose to eradicate the race from the galaxy. Luckily for the Centauri, the Minbari left the government's territory and technology behind for any race willing to claim it. After claiming the spoils, the Centauri grew in power, but they never forgot the destruction that was left behind by the Minbari. Over the years, the Centauri ships have grown in power. At their height, they constructed the Primus battlecruiser. It was considered the backbone of the Centauri fleet. What separated these vessels from the others was its weapon systems, which is able to deliver a massive payload in the battlefield. The Primus was built with artificial gravity, and despite the Minbari and the Vree, no other younger race possessed this technology. This battleship's biggest weakness is its shields. In a 1-on-1 battle between the Sharlin warcruiser and the Primus, the Sharlin would win. Some fans would point out that the Minbari stealth system prohibits Centauri weapons from locking onto their vessel, but that wouldn't be true. There's no complete evidence confirming this advantage. If you look at how old the Centauri are compared to the other younger races and how desperate the Earth Alliance was to purchase weapons from them, it shows that they believe that Centauri weapons are advanced enough to lock onto Minbari ships and damage them. But having this ability does not mean that they would win. The iconic fusion lasers that are equipped on Sharlin ships would make easy work with the majority of Centauri vessels. The Primus battlecruiser usually has weaker shields and makes up for this weakness with more powerful weapons. The only issue behind this ability is when they have to face someone that's more advanced, such as the Minbari. The vessel can be retrofitted with mass guns, which can destroy a Sharlin warcruiser if it stays still, but once they engage the fleet, the Centauri are screwed. This means that the best way for the Centauri to win a battle is to catch the Minbari off guard and barrage them with mass drivers. The Vorte, on the other hand, is fast and provides a big enough payload to destroy smaller Minbari ships and disrupt their supply chain. Normally, the vessel is stuck patrolling Centauri borders and escorting the Primus. Of course, I would have to point out that any medium-sized ship such as the Minbari cruiser would cause major issues to the Vorte. The only advantage the ship has over its competitor would be speed. Of course, the White Star is faster, but we're not including this as part of the comparison because it was not solely constructed by the Minbari. The White Star was built by the Minbari and the Vorlons to fight against the Shadow threat, and the likelihood of this vessel being used is slim unless the Grey Council thought they were losing the war. If we're trying to find a vessel that comes close to matching the Minbari technology and its ability, then it would have to be the Sentri medium fighter. This vessel has superior maneuverability and dogfighting controls. It's probably one of the few younger races fighters that can match the Nial's maneuverability. The only item that it lacks would be weapons. It's known to be less powerful than other races such as the Narn. By now it's quite obvious that the Centauri fleet would be unable to fight the Minbari head on. Even if they caught the Minbari off guard, the Centauri would only have a small window until the Minbari regroup. Once this occurs, they'd be unable to stop the destruction that would be unleashed. An alliance of other governments, such as the Earth Alliance, the Centauri, and the Narn regime would have a high probability of defeating the Minbari, but the odds of them all fighting together is slim. The only advantage the Centauri have over the Minbari would be their key eye of causing mischief once they unite together. At the height of the Empire, they were able to conquer a majority of the League of Non-Aligned Worlds through attacking them head-on or causing internal conflicts within their governments. It appears that the Centauri only has two strategies that they could use to defeat the Minbari. Strategy number one would be a long process of creating sleeper agents that would over time cause division between the warrior and religious caste. Once the civil war begins, the Centauri would align themselves with the religious caste and slowly gain access to more advanced technology and eventually territory. The last strategy is probably the most practical one, which is creating a virus that could kill Minbari. It's a very similar strategy that the Earth Alliance was planning to create and use against the Minbari, but they never had enough information about their biology to create such a weapon. The Centauri, on the other hand, probably could get their hands on this information a lot easier than the Earth Alliance. Once the virus is introduced into the Minbari population, the Centauri would just have to wait until the government is in disarray. At that moment, they'll have the upper hand and attack. Due to the weakened states of the Minbari and the lack of manpower to fight, the Centauri should have an easy road to victory. Let me know in the comment section below and other strategies you think the Centauri could use to defeat the Minbari. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification button as well. For more sci-fi content, then please check out these other 2 videos and my socials. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thank you.